Super. Good day to you. I hope your new year started out fantastic. And yes, I'm resuming the audits, the live audits. Today we're doing an audit for a restaurant, a Mexican restaurant in the UK, in Manchester. Let me just share my screen. Okay, I just updated the Google My Business group heading as well. But what we are going to do today is, for this Mexican restaurant, I had a request to do an SEO and Google My Business audit. Lovely looking Mexican food. They're out in Manchester in the UK. So they've got their nice order now button here. I like that. Then about the menu, catering the areas that they serve and deliver to, which is good. And then also the location. If you click on that, it takes you to where to find them. It's got the map in there. The one thing that's missing here, there's no reviews on this website. So I would get a reviews up on the website front and foremost as soon as possible. And but yeah, it's a good looking website. I like it. It's got very nice pictures and so forth. The reviews, like you have it here, okay, I missed it and then in the first place, but it's, you want to use a review widget that Google appreciates, or that, like, that gives Google the glory. And when you give Google the glory, they will rank you better. Okay, so yeah, that's the one thing that I will do there. When I pull out my little sort of the little back end SEO check that we're doing, there are a number of issues here. Okay, this header title, nowhere do you mention Mexican restaurant or anything like that in that. And that's very important to have it in there. Your meta title, your meta description, even though Google says they don't look at it that much, we see often that makes a big difference. Okay, and then when you go further down the website, you'll start seeing, you see you're missing an H1 tag. Now, on-page SEO is a very important factor on page, because Google sends a machine, they send their AI to come check out your website, and the website doesn't look at the pictures, it looks at the code. And your H1 is your main heading. Your Mexican restaurant keyword should be in there. Mexican restaurant Ratcliffe, Manchester should be front and foremost in there. You need to add, with your content, you need to make sure that you add your name, your area and your address and stuff in as much as possible, so that Google can find it. Because most people who are going to order from you will order within a, say, 5-10 mile radius. So they're going to search on Google. Google gets their proximity, they get your proximity, and they serve up the best geo-targeted search results for that. So you need to do that. I just want to do word count on this website. Okay, so it's set up there that you can't, you see. The other thing is that I just find you've got too few words. Word counter plus. There's less than 500 words on this website, so that needs to be increased with at least another 2,000 words about your restaurant, about Mexican food, about questions people ask about Mexican food, and then this website will start ranking better. Okay, so that's on the on-page side. Then when I go to the Google My Business side of this, and I do search here, I do Mexican food, you'll see it's for Manchester, England. It gives me the top restaurants. There's Casa Mexico, Chilano, Chiquito, Pancho Burritos. Okay, so they come up. and we can actually, it gives us a listing here. Your listing itself is well optimized. Okay, so that's great. But I see there's only 37 reviews. You're going to have to push for those reviews. And then here in the top 20, you're not in the top 20. So that's going to take some work. One of the reasons is just because you need to connect your website better with your Google My Business with your Google My Business listing. Okay, so when I go to your location and I go and I find your Google My Business listing, view and larger map, I go there and let's see what happens. Okay, so here's your listing. You can see 37 reviews, your location, dining, takeaway, delivery. You've got restaurant, Mexican restaurant. What I would do is I would lead with Mexican. I wouldn't lead with restaurant, okay? Because you are a Mexican restaurant, so don't try and rank for restaurant because that will just dilute. Your main category should be Mexican restaurant. Okay, health and safety. So you've got your website there, address. Okay, so we have there from the owner. Okay, the last time you actually posted here was November 25th, 2021. You for a restaurant, you're going to have to post daily in specials and orders and get that in there. And then, okay, review summary. 5 months ago, you're going to have to push reviews. Okay, you're going, when was this? 4 months ago, 1 star, and you responded, okay? But all these positive reviews needs to be responded to as well. Okay, so basically, I mean, your structure is there, but the picture is there, but it needs to be colored in. Your local SEO needs to be improved. Your let me just have a look here quickly. Okay, and your local SEO, your H1s, and that more content on the videos. Even if you can get your customers to start posting videos or doing videos, just WhatsApp it to you, pictures from WhatsApp. The activity needs to become more. Okay, so that people can actually see your business more. Now I want to just check out on your, I'm going to do a heat map because I'm doing everything live today. So it might take a minute or two. But when I do my research, I go heat map and I'm going to use your places ID. Control V into that. I want Mexican restaurant. Mexican. All right, so we're going to use miles. Let's do 1 mile radius and 1313 size of the grid. That will give you, here you'll see your area there. So we say start the heat map. And okay. So let's just have a look and see what here we have is found you, Acapulco Cantina. We're doing Mexican restaurant. And the heat map is busy folding out. As you can see, it's busy populating. And you will see your areas. I mean, that's one can make this bigger once you start ranking in these areas, but your first goal would be to get into the top 3 in one of these areas and to build out from there. And unfortunately, it takes work. It takes consistent posting. It takes consistent making sure that your SEO is right. And okay, so now you can see Yeah, you're number 2 there. So I think that must be around your area. There's Atherton, so you'll be able to see where you are ranking in the Google My Business. Okay, so let's see. Well, what's really good with this is that you end up pulling up an average of your searches in the area. It gives you the area, and you'll be able to see what your average position is, and then to improve the amount of people who get to your restaurant, you need to improve that average. So you'll see there's certain areas here, that's Glazeberry and so forth, where you don't rank well. So we need to, like the outskirts here, what are you going to do to increase that radius? Okay, so that is where you are. So around you, you're doing well if you go for Mexican restaurant. Your immediate, say, radius, a mile or 2 radius. And can we see if, all right. Okay, let's give this a few moments to populate. So, yep, you'll see if we look at the Casa Mexica, I don't know how far they are from you. They've got 687 reviews, a 4.5 score. Shilanga has got 887 reviews. So as far as reviews are concerned, you're far behind them. You've got 37. You'll have to make an effort to do that. And then your website and your Google My Business works together. So on this page, you need to put reviews, and you need to, when you look at your menu and you add photos, you need to make sure that you get your menu items onto your Google My Business as well. Let me just go to the search part of it. Okay, so when I go here, website directions, listing details, Google reviews on Google. Okay, but you see the last was in November last year. You need to be current. Okay, this is almost getting there. Great, but yes, so big thing, get your on-page SEO sorted out for your website. Make sure that your menu, that you have your menu connected, or your menu is reflected in your Google post and your Google yeah, I don't see a menu here. And when I look at the top there, I also don't see a menu. Okay, so there's your website. Easy table booking, suggest, all right. Great. Okay, so basically you're already doing quite a bit of what is needed, but you're just going to have to do more. You want to increase this. The more you can start getting on the outskirts here, the better. So over here, we'll see that it gives with the details, it gives us the top. You've got an 11.09 average across that area. So if you look at Casa Mexico, if I click on their heat map, you will see that they're featuring number 1, number 2, and 3, 4 across the area. Their average is 320. When I go to Luck, Lust, Liquor, and Burn, click on their heat map, you'll see that they ranking quite well. So they're in top 4 and 5 across the area, so an average of 3.9. And yes, So let's go back to you quickly. I want to Acapulco. So you see the difference in the top rankings. Okay, so that's it. This is basically, if you want to know more about it, you can comment on this. You can hit me with a comment, or you can message me and we can discuss it more detail. But yeah, let me stop sharing. Great. So that was a Google My Business and Local SEO audit for Acapulco Cantina out in the UK, Manchester, the UK. I hope that helps. Feel free to ask questions, and yeah, have a fantastic day.